Mrs.情シスのミーがお送りします。情報セキュリティ10大脅威2025を英語で学ぶです。この動画では、独立行政法人情報処理推進機構が発表した、情報セキュリティ10大脅威2025の資料をもとに AI 等を活用して作成した動画です。英語の勉強の教材としてもぜひご活用ください。本日は、情報セキュリティ10大脅威2025組織編より、第2位のサプライチェーンや委託先を狙った攻撃についての解説動画です。それではどうぞ。
Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into a security threat that's, well, kind of sneaky. It's becoming more and more of a big deal, but it often flies completely under the radar. We're talking about supply chain attacks, a danger that doesn't bother knocking on your front door because it's already got a key to the back. Just think about that for a second. You spend all this time and money building up your defenses, fortifying your own systems. But what about all the partners and the software you trust and use every single day? That trust, the very thing that makes business possible, can be twisted into a weapon against you. All right, let's jump right in with a perfect and honestly a pretty terrifying real-world example. This one sent absolute shockwaves through the entire tech community just a short while ago. Now, the scary part here is that Mrs.Utils wasn't some random shady piece of software. Nope. It's a fundamental tool for data compression used in countless systems. It's basically part of the plumbing of the internet. And the back door wasn't jammed in by some outside hacker. It was slowly and carefully woven in over years by one of the project's own trusted developers, a true threat from within. So that whole Mrs.Utils situation, it is a textbook example of a software supply chain attack. But what does that really mean? What are we talking about here? Let's break down the core idea. So here's the key takeaway. Instead of launching a massive head-on attack against a company that's probably got great defenses, the attacker looks for an easier way in. They go after a supplier, a contractor, or, even an open-source project that the main company trusts and uses. It's not just an attack on systems, it's an attack on trust itself. This visual shows it perfectly, right? The attacker doesn't go for the main target. Instead, they find a partner, maybe a software vendor or a service provider. They compromise them. Then, when that partner sends an update or provides a service to the main target, the malware just rides along. It's basically being handed a VIP pass right through the front door because it's coming from a trusted source. Okay, so now we get the what. Let's talk about the how. Attackers have some pretty common playbooks for doing this, and one of the most popular is what we call the stepping stone tactic. So who are they really going after? Well, it's anyone with that trusted connection to the prize. Software companies are a huge target, just like we saw with Mrs.Utils. But so are managed service providers, MSPs, because they have incredibly deep access into their clients' networks. But honestly, any partner whose security is a little bit weaker than the final target becomes a really attractive stepping stone. And it's a patient, strategic game. First, they do their homework. They find that one partner who's trusted, but maybe a little lax on security. Step 2, they break into that partner's systems. From there, they plant their malware or they steal the credentials they need. And for the final step, they just use that trusted connection, that digital handshake, to hop over and attack their real target. It's just brutally effective. Look, this isn't just theory. These attacks are happening all the time, and the consequences for businesses are, well, they're huge. Let's look at a couple of recent examples, based on some very real trends. Okay, so here's a classic scenario. The bad guys didn't attack the main company at all. They hit their IT services partner with ransomware. And that didn't just cripple the partner, it gave the attackers a gateway to get in and steal a ton of sensitive data from the partner's main client. And the damage? In that one single incident, the personal info of 50,000 people was exposed. That's not just a tech problem. That is a massive, catastrophic breach of trust with your customers. And these attacks aren't always about just stealing data. Sometimes it's about pure disruption. In another recent case, an attack on a key supplier completely paralyzed the main company's ability to even function. Can you just imagine being a CEO and having to say that? Our entire shipping operation was frozen. You can't get orders out the door, not because of a problem you have, but because a partner you absolutely rely on got hit. That's the real, tangible business cost when a link in your supply chain breaks. So when you're up against this kind of threat, what do? The answer isn't just building higher walls around your own company. The solution has to involve your entire ecosystem. It's really a two-sided defense.
It really is a shared responsibility. Look, if you're the customer, you've got to do your homework. That means you vet your partner's security before you sign them, you write security requirements directly into your contracts, you audit them. And on the flip side, if you're the supplier, you have a duty to protect your partners. That means having a rock-solid incident response plan, keeping up with certifications, and being totally transparent when things go wrong. Both sides have to be all in.
Okay, so as we bring this all together, if there is one single thing you take away from all this, I want it to be this.
Your security perimeter, it isn't your firewall anymore. It's the whole collection of all your vendors, your software, your service providers. You are, quite literally, only as strong as your weakest link.
And that really leaves us with one final question for you. I'm sure you've invested a ton in protecting your own organization. Of course you have. But have you looked outside your own walls? Have you actually checked the security of the partners in the tools that you trust to run your business every day? Because in our connected world, that is exactly where the next big threat is probably hiding.
グローバルな社会を楽しく生きる。そんな日々を送っていただきたく、この動画を作成しております。本日もご視聴いただきありがとうございます。よろしければチャンネル登録、高評価をお願いいたします。